Okay guys, welcome again to the channel. This is Chris James. We're gonna show you how to install the Linux on a Windows computer now. So I'm using a Windows. This is Alienware. Show you guys some pretty cool features that are not related to VirtualBox. But yeah, anyway, so we can change colors and stuff. I'm gonna put that in another video, but let's get into the video. So first you want to go to the open what is it called? VirtualBox. Sorry, you're gonna search Google for VirtualBox. It's an Oracle application, right? And then you're gonna go to the downloads section. So let's go there. Internet's a little slow. You're gonna download VirtualBox 6.1. Should take a little while. So click on Windows host. Okay, 100 megabytes. And while that's loading, I'm gonna go over to Google again, and I'm gonna download the Ubuntu. Yeah, just go to Ubuntu's website. And Ubuntu is kind of big, but it's very light as well. So we're gonna download the newest version. Gonna be an ISO. Okay, it says 31 minutes, 19 minutes. Okay. So while this is downloading, I will go ahead and install VirtualBox. Click yes. You might need your system admin to enter a password or ask permission from your work. So we go ahead and push next. Standard installation. Go ahead and sometimes you can use an external drive to install it. So if you want to change the installation location, there's a good time to do that. I'm gonna just install it on the same drive. I'm running two drives. One is a SSD and the other is a 2 terabyte magnetic drive. So let's go ahead and hit next. Standard. Create start menu entries. Alright, so if you wanted to boot on the startup, next. Installation, yes. Install. Okay. This is still loading, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pause the video, install VirtualBox, and I will resume after it's done. So let's pause the video. Okay, thank you for waiting. The download has completed. We now have a Ubuntu ISO at the very bottom, right here. Now I'm gonna save it to the desktop so we know where it's at. That'll take a while, and then I will open the. It looks like we can multitask in Windows. Okay, let it save. Then I'm gonna go ahead and complete the installation and open the VirtualBox. Now we're gonna create a new. That's adding the file. Sorry, new system, and this is the folder where the virtual machine file will save. We're gonna choose Linux and the type of Linux. So there's many different types of Linux. Red Hat would be more of a CentOS. So you could find Ubuntu in here. Let's check. There it is, 64-bit normally. So 64-bit, and you give it a name. So let's say test, or you can name it whatever you want. Next, we're gonna choose the memory size. So I would say 2 gigabytes is safe. 2 GB. Create the virtual drive. 10 gigabytes, a little small, but you can run a system if it's just learning. Maybe not for hosting or something. So go next. You can choose any of these work well. VDI. Okay, go to VDI. Dynamically allocate space. That's fine. So you can expand. It's elastic. Here you can choose the size. So I would go with 40 GB if it's just a test machine. Let's allocate the 40 GB. And what we need to do is we need to mount the disk. Oh, that's maybe more in the older one. Let's just start the system now. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna start the system. And it's saying like there is no drive, no boot disk, which is what we wanted to see. So we're gonna find the boot disk. And see, we're gonna add a disk from the. So then you can add your little Ubuntu there. And we're gonna choose it and start. So this is our startup disk. Let's make this window a little bigger. It's kind of small, right? So then here we want to try and install. It's kind of like CentOS in the previous video. Alright. And there it loads. And to exit, you have to push like the control key or the in the Mac. And sorry, that's in Mac, but the Windows would be Shift, Control Shift. Okay, let's go ahead and go in the system. Loading. Nice new logo they have. Ubuntu. Very nice. Let's make this full screen. A little on the small side. Go to View. Let's see, full screen mode. You can. There you go. Now we have the full screen mode. I'm gonna load your Ubuntu system. Okay, it's probably loading some kind of configuration tests. Okay. Looks like it's loading. Okay, let's see. This might be the demo screen. Nice artwork there. Here we go. You can try or you can install. I would go to English, but there's many languages. Go to install. And make sure you choose the right keyboard layout. So I'm using the Japanese keyboard. And I'm going to choose that and push continue. Normal installation, default downloads. Alright. It's good to check this if you have if you need to install the Wi-Fi drivers and stuff, if it's like a bare bones system installation. Okay, continue. A little bit slow, this installation. CentOS was much more of a smoother installation, especially on Mac. Let's see. Alright, no. It's saying warning, the disk will erase. That's okay because it's a virtual disk. You already designated everything. Okay, continue. Go through it. Just be careful not to erase your disk and you choose the right disk. So it's all inside of VirtualBox, so you don't have to worry. Choose your time zone. Now here you choose your username. So I'm just gonna put my initials. There you go. Create a password. Okay. Make sure it's the same. Might be too short. A little different than CentOS. Alright. Needs to be a little longer. Use Active Directory. Alright. Continue. I don't know if the password is necessary or not. Depends on the version of Ubuntu. Alright, let's see. It's copying the files. Okay. A little explanation of how Ubuntu works. They have some compatible software that's similar to Windows or Mac, like VLC or Spotify. Probably install Google Chrome, games in GIMP, which is a video editor, image editor. Sorry. Firefox is the default web browser, supporting the Chromium software as well as Thunderbird, which is a mail client. Office, LibreOffice, you can install those. There's a little app store in there like this. You can install things. Okay. So it's taking a little while. And it's gonna be a little small. I think you can adjust, but it's more like depending on the let's see, scaling. You can probably try to scale it to be more larger like this. More custom scaling. Oh, looks a little crazy though, yeah. Go a little down. Yeah, it depends on your screen size. It looks good. This way. Okay, that's not so bad. That's bad angle. Okay, so I went full screen. Looks a little silly now, but it's better than before. A little bit bigger. Copy the files. So I'm gonna pause the video, guys. Once it, just let it do its install, and when it's done, then you can use Linux, Ubuntu. Let's go ahead and pause now. Okay, guys, thanks for waiting. The video's on pause now, and we're at the completion of the installation. So now we will restart. So push restart, and the virtual machine will restart. If you push the download check mark, you will see that it installed a lot of updates, and it will even after this probably. So go ahead and restart. And rebooting can take a while, so just you know, be patient, and then once the system's up, it will be very stable. Let me see. Parallels is really good. Like for example, if you want to run a virtual machine and in Windows, the Parallels is a very good option as well. You can disregard that warning message as long as it goes to the start. Let's see, please remove the installation media, then push enter, right? So in the case, if it brings up this kind of thing, which I've never seen before, just go here. Let's go ahead and go here, and then the installation media. Show you guys real quick. You're gonna right click here, and should be able to remove it. Let me see. Right click, installation media. We want to unmount that that drive, right? Power up. It's power off. Okay. Now that the system is powered off, let's check the settings and any media that is mounted. Test set empty IDE controller live disk. Okay. General. Okay. Decryption. Okay, here we go. Looks like we have to go to optical discs and unmount this. So let's remove it. There you go. So virtual media manager, and unmount that. And then we're gonna go back to our VM, and let's start it. Ready? 1, 2. All right. Power on our virtual box. Here we go. Looks a little silly. Let's make this a little bit longer. There we go. Nice. So now we are loading our Ubuntu system. Hopefully you guys remember your password that you created. Alright, a little slow. Gotta edit this part. Okay, alright, here we go. So now you'll see your login. Click on your name and enter your password. So now you will be in the Ubuntu system. Hopefully you remember your password, and then it will log in. Very good. We have a jellyfish background. This is the initial setup, similar to a previous video with the CentOS. You can, if you want to use this as a daily computer or development computer, you can set up all these accounts. I just skip it because this is a test. Already installed Ubuntu almost 100 times in my life. So, and then look, you have all these softwares you can use. That is very new. You can either download or, so if you're doing Python, Ding Dong Python or Slack, or you're developing, we have all of these you know, different applications in here's a VS Code, Zoom, and you can use it as a development machine, which is a good idea. Go ahead and here's your home folder, and like most developers we want to use the terminal, so click on your little show applications tab and open the terminal. As I told you earlier, it would prompt you for updates. Just close that out. Now let's check our directory. So list system, you're gonna change to the main directory, and list system, here's your main directory. And now you can use Linux. This is Ubuntu software. You can, let's close your terminal, and you can download software from here, like some software you might need to get directly from the browser, but here you can find a catalog of many different software that you want to use. So have fun and enjoy the Ubuntu. It's a good learning system, but as far as, I mean, as you can see, it really booted very slow. This is recommended for first time like Linux users, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of people are using it you know, all around the world, even advanced developers. Well, this is a good application for API development. But my opinion, I think the CentOS and the Red Hat versions are more stable, so be sure to check out the previous video. And I will make a video for Windows, how to install the CentOS inside of Windows as a VM. And you can, you know, check the links below. It will have a link to download all of these different software in the future. And I would recommend Parallels as well. It's much easier to use, and as you can see in the previous video, that the CentOS was much faster to install. Red Hat is definitely a better running system than the Ubuntu, in my opinion. So thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to this channel.